Hi, my name is Tina, and this is Knitting Blooms. You can find show notes for everything I talk about on my blog at www.knittingblooms.com. And if I miss a link, please feel free to contact me on Ravelry as Bloomingknitter, or you can email me at knittingblooms@gmail.com. Come and join the Ravelry group so you can be eligible for all the prize drawings. And be sure to introduce yourself so that I can get to know you also. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter as Bloomingknitter. And don't forget to click the like button on Facebook for Knitting Blooms. Have you seen the new Twisted Lights from Barmaids? Twisted Lights are the most incredible beeswax candle with a very long burn time. For example, the smaller of the Twisted Lights burns for approximately 20 hours. But that's not what sets it apart from other candles. Twisted Lights look exactly like small balls of yarn. They look so much like a ball of yarn, it almost looks like somebody took a ball of yarn and dipped it in wax. And just like balls of yarn, Twisted Lights comes in lots of amazing colors, and they are 100% beeswax. Barmaids does not use any additives or hardeners in their candles, nor do they coat their molds with toxic mold release. You can get your Twisted Light candles at www.bar-maids.com. Hi everybody, thanks so much for joining me today. As always, I am so happy that you've decided to spend some time with me today, and I am happy to be spending time with you as well. I am probably going to make this a shorter show this week, only because the last few weeks of my life have been pretty much status quo. And actually, it's kind of a welcome status quo for that matter. With Knittopia and everything else that was going on in my life earlier this year, it has been nice just to kind of have a normal couple of weeks. And so there's not really too much to talk about, but I did want to get back on schedule and do my regular recording, and I wanted to sit down and chat with you and give you an update on the progress of my projects. I hope you guys all enjoyed the Knittopia recap last week, and you could see how much fun we had. We really did have a ton of fun, and I wanted to remind you, if you haven't seen the information on the boards, Knittopia 2015 is already in the works, and starting next, I think it's Tuesday, it's April 15th, I will be starting to take registrations for Knittopia 2015. And if you are unable to commit at this time for those dates, but are interested in possibly coming, I highly recommend you contacting me and getting your name on the wait list, because we will fill up. I know that for a fact. I know that a lot of the people that have been coming for the last few years are planning on coming again. And it will leave limited number of spaces for new people to come, but there will be spots for new people to come as well. So just get in contact with me if you'd like to get registered. The registrations will be taken on a basis of postmark date, so everybody has the same opportunity to get in as anyone else. So again, just get in contact with me if you need my address to send me your registration. I also wanted to mention the read-along that we have been chatting about in the group as well. I think it was just before Knittopia we started talking about books in the group, and we decided that it would be fun to have a bit of a read-along with the Knit Your Stash challenge this year. So I have set up a poll for the first read-along, and right now we're just trying to choose the genre that we want to read first. So if you haven't seen that thread, go and check out the group and look for the read-along thread and put in your vote for the read-along. I think I'm going to keep it open through the end of the weekend, which will be Sunday, so you may not have a chance to put in a vote if it's after Sunday. But once we figure out the genre that we'd like to read, then we'll take requests for the title of books, and then we'll do a vote on that as well. And there will be prizes. What I'm planning on doing is giving away a gift certificate to either Amazon or Barnes & Noble or some type of book venue for the read-along, for the chatter that we generate through this process. So if you're interested in reading along with us, go and check out that thread. So let's jump into finished objects. I have a couple, and Cody's sitting on the hassock right next to me, and he's sitting on some of them. I see you. Are you going to let me get these out of your way? So hopefully he'll let me get the other project that he's laying on. The first finished object, which is mostly finished but not totally, are some hats that I have been doing on the knitting machine. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen some of these on Instagram, but I have 3 hats. Okay, you need to sit there. You can't sit on my lap just yet. I have 3 hats here that are completely done. And I did these on the knitting machine. I just knit them flat, which I'll show you one. Goodness! This is what it looks like when it's flat. This one is not completed yet, but it's just basically a rectangle. You know, I did a little bit of ribbing at the bottom there. And then what I'll do is this red at the top is just waste yarn. I will take this piece right here, this long thread, and I will pick up all the stitches just with a darning needle and just cinch the top like such. I'll just cinch that top, let that focus in there, and pull all those stitches together. And then I will seam up the waiting for that to refocus there. And then I will seam up the back side and make it in the round. So I have these 3 finished, and then I finished these 3, and I also added a cute little pom-pom on these. I can't remember. I was going to add pom-poms on these, but then I used up all of the yarn, and so I didn't have any of the same yarn, so I decided just to keep those plain. But these, I made sure I had some leftover yarn. So I have this one. This was my first putting the pom-pom in, and it's not as secure as I would like, but it's not too bad. And then once I kind of knew what I wanted to do, these other ones are a little bit better. And it does have a seam. You'll see here, this is the seam side, but it's just mattress stitch, so you don't really see the seam from the outside. It does give you a little bit of a rib or a ridge inside, but it's not too bad. So that one. And then this one was with my hand spun. Cute little preemie hats. And then I have these 3 that I just have to seam up, and the pom-poms are over there. I wasn't going to bring those, and I actually have to be pretty careful because Cody is trying to get the little danglies right now. So that is my first finished object, and I probably will finish up these last 3, finish seaming those up tonight, and then I'll have 9 preemie hats in just a couple of days. I think I did the first 3 within 48 hours of getting my knitting machine, the first knitting machine. I now have 3. It's a little, you know, when I do something, I do it 100%. So yeah, so now I have 3 knitting machines. They all have different purposes, so I don't feel like I am kind of being a glutton as far as that goes, as far as having too many of the same thing, because I have a standard gauge, a mid gauge, and a bulky gauge machine now, and one of my machines is a metal bed machine, and it's very much more advanced than the other two. It's going to take me a while to learn that machine. But right now, none of them are set up because I needed to have the space for recording today, and I had the one set up on a table right here in front of my cabinet, so I had to get that put away. And then I decided that depending on the projects that I'm working on, they might not be set up again until I get back from Maryland Sheep and Wool, because I've got some deadline knitting to get done, and I don't want to be distracted. But these, I finished all 9 of these hats in probably 72 hours or so, other than the 3 that I have to still put together or seam up. So not bad, actually, for a charity project. So that's the first finished object. The second finished object is one of my deadline knitting projects, and it's the shawl from one of the shawls for my mom. And I actually just cast off today. I still have my lifelines in, and I need to block it, obviously. But I cast off for it today. It's the one with all the beads, and I actually could have cast off yesterday, but I didn't knit when I got home from work yesterday. I think I only had the cast off to do yesterday afternoon or yesterday evening, and for some reason I can't remember why. I can't remember why I didn't knit last night, but I didn't. Can you sit still, please? But I did it. I cast off today at work, and it's going to be beautiful. Like I said, I have to block it. I'm going to be a blocking queen this weekend, because I still have not blocked my knit swirl. So that's going to have to get blocked. I'll probably block this first, because this will only take a couple hours to dry. And then I'll probably set up the blocking boards to block the knit swirl and get that blocked, because I really like to get it sewn together and potentially be able to wear it as like a jacket for the next couple of weeks. But this, again, this was the fall mystery shawl that I did a couple years ago, and my mom really liked it. It was, what was it called? What's it called now? I don't think I have the name. Grania, I think is how you pronounce it. Grania. That's the name of the shawl. It was the fall mystery shawl when I did it a couple years ago. But, and I think that's what I have it. No, I think it is called. I think I do have it with the real name in it in my project page now. But I'm going to get this blocked this weekend, and it's going to be beautiful. I will try and show it to you again the next time I record, because I should be recording one more time before I go to Maryland Sheep and Wool, and that's when I'm going to give this shawl to my mom, along with the other shawl that I'm working on for her as well. And actually, these 2 projects, this shawl and the other shawl, have been pretty much all I've really knit on, other than the preemie hats in the last couple of weeks, because I really do need to get them done. And what I've been doing, like I do with a lot of my projects when I have a deadline, is I was figuring out how many rows did I have to knit to get it done on time. And in fact, this shawl, my plan was to get it done by the weekend before I left to go to Maryland. And I had to do I figured I had to do 3 rows a day. Well, I was doing a lot more than 3 rows, which is why I got done early. And then the other one, which I will show you, is the summer solstice shawl. And I'm doing the same thing with this one also. I figured out that I have to do about 4 rows a day in order to get it done by the weekend before. And I'm pretty much doing more than 4 rows a day. Plus, this shawl starts at the bottom and gets smaller as you go up. So, as I continue to decrease stitches, the the rows will get shorter and it'll go much quicker, and I'll be able to get way more than 4 rows done in a day. But again, this is the summer solstice shawl. Also, it has beads on it, just at the bottom here. And it's kind of hard to show you. But just at the bottom there, it's got some beads. And that was kind of nice to just have a little bit of beading at the bottom, and these rows go quick. I think there was something like, I don't know, I think it was under 300 stitches to cast on. And I've already started decreasing. It's not a normal decrease where a lot of shawls or triangular shawls, you're decreasing 4 rows or 4 stitches every 2 rows. It's not that kind of decrease, but the rows are decreasing down. But it is coming right along as well. And like I said, I'm trying to get at least 4 rows done a day in order to get it completed on time, but it will probably get completed way before I need it to be done, which will be great because since these are kind of my primary projects right now, I'm kind of getting antsy to cast on new projects and get some of the other projects that I have on the needles completed. So I just want to work on these, get them done, and then I can move on to some other projects. Not that these aren't fun, because actually both of these shawls were a lot of fun to knit. The lace shawl with the beads, you know, this shawl really looks complicated and detailed, but honestly, the pattern is written so nicely. The repeats are beautiful. They're very easy to memorize. Like once you get started across the row, you can pretty much look at what the repeat is and then just kind of go. And that was nice. It made the rows go a lot quicker because I didn't have to keep looking at the pattern all the time. And the same goes with this one as well. The repeat is so easy to remember. I can easily just look at the first part of the row and then just take it all the way across. Sometimes I have to pull up the chart again when I get to the end of the row to make sure that I don't have any leftover stitches, or I'm in the right spot or whatever. But it's going very quickly, and that's what's making this project so enjoyable. Both of the projects so enjoyable. And even with all the beads, the bead rows went a little bit slower, but honestly, I mean, this past week I was doing 2 bead rows in a day, and it didn't feel like I was getting bored with it or struggling to try and force myself to complete them. So I really enjoyed it, and I would probably knit this shawl again if somebody wanted me to make them the same shawl again, which is what happened with my mom. I had made it for myself before, and she saw it on my project page, and she asked me if I would make it for her. So again, I have to get that blocked this weekend, and I will show it to you once again when it is all blocked and beautiful. And I had so much yarn left over. This yarn was actually on a cone, and I feel like I barely broke into the cone. I actually weighed the cone before I got started, so I have to weigh it again to see exactly how much yardage or how many grams I used from the cone. So it'll be interesting. I might actually be able to knit a whole nother shawl with this yarn. And that's pretty much all I've been working on this week. Just these 2 projects. I have done a little bit of knitting on a few different of my stockinette socks when I've been bouncing on my ball, which I have been doing a little bit this week. I'm trying to get back up to my 15,000 steps a day, and the last few days I have been doing 15,000 steps. So I have been working on that when doing a little bouncing, but all my other projects are pretty much on hold. I have wanted to work on my Little Big Shrug, but I haven't worked on that only because I've just really been focused on these other 2 projects. And I've really, really wanted to start my Nantucket Red, which is my sweater that I'm going to be knitting from my hand spun that I did. It was my Knittopia Colorway 2013 hand spun that I finished up earlier this year. But I'm really putting off the start of that sweater until I can get these two projects done and a couple of my other projects completed as well. I still have my second transitioning to winter shawl on the needles that I would really like to finish up. I don't even know what chart I'm on or what row of that chart I'm on. I have been thinking about doing some more sock yarn blanket squares, but this week I've been working on those preemie hats instead. So spinning. Now, oops. I have been doing a little spinning, and I didn't bring it over here. I finished up the North Cabin Fiber Crafts. I think last time I recorded, I wasn't quite finished with my North Cabin Fiber Crafts braid. I finished the first 4 ounces, and I have another 4 ounces to go, and I haven't started the second 4 ounces yet. And I started some other fiber from Into the World at Knittopia, and I did spin on that. You know what? I don't think I've spun on that since I've been home. No, because I think I was focused on trying to get the North Cabin Fiber Crafts completed. But I don't have those to show you. I didn't bring them over here. I was too lazy to haul everything over here. Sorry about that. Maybe I'll try and take some pictures after I'm done recording, and I'll post them for you. Let's see. That's kind of about it. I know, it's probably going to be a super short show. I did want to talk a little bit again about the Knit Your Stash Challenge. We are into the knitting phase. So everything from now until the end of the year, any finished objects that you have that your stash was entered in Ravelry prior to March 31st. So if the stash was entered after March 31st, it will not count. This is only for stash that was entered into Ravelry prior to March 31st. And this challenge is going from April 1st until the end of the year. And you're going to have prizes in both the finished object thread as well as the chatter thread. So make sure that you post your chatter in the chatter thread, and then post your finished objects in the finished object thread. And you can also post your finished objects in the chatter thread. That way it'll make it easy for people to comment on your finished objects as well. I think I commented on a couple people's finished objects in the chatter thread, and I just kind of ear burned them when I did that. But if you also post your finished object in the chatter thread, then you get double entries, because you'll get an opportunity to win in the chatter thread as well as the finished object thread. And it'll make it easy for people to comment if they want to do that. So again, this I'm going to do a drawing today for the chatter thread. In fact, I already did a drawing from the beginning till now, and actually it went up to, like, I think it was 200 and some posts already. So, and I haven't decided if I'm going to go, like, always include all of the chatter, or if I'm just going to include the current month. I haven't really decided that yet. But for now, the winner is number 75, and that's Big D, Denise. So Denise, you have won a pattern of your choice on Ravelry of $7 or less. And so just get in contact with me and let me know which pattern you would like to have, and I will get that sent off to you. So that is our first winner of the chatter thread drawing. And like I said, there's going to be winners in both threads. I'm not going to start the winners in the finished object thread until next month, so we'll have a full month. And I think there's already over 19 or around 19 projects in the finished object thread. So get posting. Every finished object counts, even if it was started prior to April 1st. If the stash was in your Ravelry page prior to March 31st, it counts, no matter when the project was started. The project could have been started 6 years ago and you just put the stash in Ravelry. That's fine, as long as the stash was in Ravelry prior to March 31st, 2014. And pretty much this Knit Your Stash challenge, along with the Read Along challenge, I might throw in another knit along here and there throughout the year, but I think this is going to be like the year-long challenge, and I'm not going to do too many other knit alongs or anything like that. I might try and participate in other knit alongs, but this is going to be the knit along for the group this year. We also have a drawing for iTunes, and I have the iTunes comments. Now, I'm pretty sure that one of the comments I checked right before I started recording, and I think there's one more comment that is not in here. I wasn't 100% sure, and I was in the middle of a task on my computer, and so I thought, I'm just going to wait and I'll put that one in next month. But I think there was one more comment after the last time I did an iTunes drawing comment. iTunes comment drawing. Can barely speak today. So I will make sure that additional comment is in for next month. But for now, the winner will get, again, a pattern of your choice of $7 or less. So I'm going to find a winner here, mix them up nice and good, and here's one, and it's Mimi in Michigan. So let's see if that'll focus in. Maybe. Man, the camera is just not focusing quickly today. I wonder if there's something I need to do to make it focus faster. Anyway, so Mimi in Michigan, if this is you, then just get in contact with me on Ravelry and let me know what pattern that you would like, and I will get that sent off to you. Congratulations to both of the winners this week. And we're going to have more prizes and more drawings next month. And I have a couple of new products to show you as well. So that'll be fun and exciting as the weeks come ahead. I am still planning on doing some VKNs. I was just looking at my calendar today. And honestly, the next few weeks are going to be crazy. We've got Easter coming up. I think the week after Easter I have a big dental appointment on Saturday, so I'm not going to be feeling like having a VKN Saturday night. And the next weekend I am in Maryland Sheep and Wool. So it's probably going to be a couple of more weeks before I can do a VKN. Plus, I think the week after, my birthday falls on it's the 14th of May, and I don't know if we're going to go out to dinner for my birthday the weekend before or the weekend after. Usually we do it the weekend before because Steve's mom's birthday is on the 6th of May. So a lot of times we kind of just celebrate one time together. I'm not sure what we're going to do, so those 2 weekends are kind of up in the air right now. But rest assured that we will be having another VKN sometime soon. I might try and do it on a Sunday morning. I don't know. You might get me in my pajamas just waking up, because I know that some of the people in Europe would like to join in, and 8 o'clock in the evening is, I don't know, like 2 o'clock in the morning for them. Something like that. So I was thinking about doing it on a morning, but honestly, on Saturday and Sunday morning, I kind of like to wake up slowly and not have to rush into my day. So we'll have to see about that. But yeah, you might just get me in my pajamas. It might be just pajama VKN, which won't even be a VKN. It will be a VKM. Anyway, I am planning on doing that. Another VKN at some point soon, but like I said, it's probably going to be after Maryland Sheep and Wool. And I think that's all I've got for you this week. And it is definitely a short show. Yeah, it is what it is. It's kind of nice to have a short show, and I was able to share my projects with you and get that out of the way. And I guess I will talk to you in a couple of weeks. Hope you have a great couple of weeks, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now. A long time in the making with outstanding results, Barmaids delivers yet another excellent skincare formula. Simple ingredients, quick absorption, it's a healthy skin choice. ICE Serum is the perfect daily nightly eye treatment. With nourishing and protective antioxidants, this lightweight formula absorbs easily into the skin to deliver stunning results. ICE Serum is a powerful combination of natural ingredients which encourages skin regeneration, leads to tightening and toned skin due to astringent qualities, and contains potent antioxidants which help to slow down the visible signs of aging.